Merry Christmas, Harry Potter fans. It's long since been debated if the Harry Potter movies are technically Christmas movies or not. But one thing is for sure, Harry Potter and Christmas go together almost as perfectly as your finger and that subscribe button. It's just a dream combination. But as this video is going out, the countdown to Christmas is nearly over. The big day is almost here. So you probably don't have time now to watch all 8 Harry Potter movies before the big day. So that's where I'm here to help. I'm going to try and make sure you watch the most Christmassy Harry Potter movie to get you in the spirit by ranking Christmas in all 8 Harry Potter movies from worst to best. But what exactly are we basing this ranking off of? I'm looking at, is Christmas actually featured in the movie? Is the Christmas part of the movie actually good? Does it make me feel Christmassy? And in some cases, does it add to the plot at all? So let's do this. But before we start, please give me the best Christmas present of all and hit that subscribe button. And let's get into the list. Starting with number 8, The Deathly Hallows Part 2. Okay, a very easy one to start because this is the only Harry Potter movie that absolutely does not feature Christmas at all. So let's just move on to number 7, The Half-Blood Prince. So there are 2 parts to Christmas in The Half-Blood Prince, but as you can probably guess from its placement on this list, they're not great. Firstly, there is Slughorn's party, which is not too bad, but the tension is there. It's all quite awkward, and I wouldn't say it gets you into the spirit of things. It does give time for Harry to learn about Snape's unbreakable vow, but that's about it. And we, the audience, already knew that anyway, so it doesn't add that much plot-wise. The other part, though, is Christmas at the Burrow. Infamously, one of the worst things in any of the movies ever. Firstly, you've got Ginny and Harry's awful chemistry, from Ginny feeding Harry a pie to that horrific shoelace scene. But the big one, the attack on the Burrow. Something that was not in the original book, something that just doesn't make any sense at all, and one thing it absolutely doesn't do is make me feel Christmassy. Number 6 is The Deathly Hallows Part 1. Okay, so it kind of pains me to put this one so low down on the list, because Christmas in this movie takes place at Godric's Hollow. The night where Harry and Hermione go to the graveyard and visit the place where Harry's parents are buried is just before it turns Christmas Day on Christmas Eve. Godric's Hollow is covered in snow. It looks amazing, and we get such a nice Harry and Hermione moment when Hermione lays the wreath on Lily and James's grave, and they wish each other a Merry Christmas. We then, of course, get fake Matilda Bagshot, who is actually Nagini, turning up, taking them back to her house, and then the big attack happens. Plot-wise, it is really, really good. It is a great action scene, and the reveal of Matilda Bagshot becoming Nagini is pretty crazy. But unfortunately, this movie does lose massive points because whilst it's an epic scene and there is snow at least, it doesn't really get you into the Christmas spirit. It doesn't have that same feeling as a cozy Christmas at Hogwarts with a nice Christmas tree and good Christmas food and happy Christmas music in the background. It's still a dramatic scene, which is good, but not quite what we're looking for to rank highly on this list. In 5th place is The Chamber of Secrets. So straight away, Christmas in Chamber opens with that typical snowy Hogwarts look, zooming into a Christmassy Great Hall. That is always a way to score good points and make me feel Christmassy. Also bonus points because the first 2 movies just have this childlike nostalgic feel that again put you in a more festive feel than the other movies do just straight off the bat. Where this movie falls down a little bit is we then go to the Polyjuice potion scene where Harry and Ron become Crabbe and Goyle and go to interrogate Draco about who he thinks the heir of Slytherin is. And whilst this is a good scene, it's not that Christmassy at all. And plot wise turns out not to be that important because Draco wasn't the heir of Slytherin and also has no idea who it is either. However, there is still one big plot moment that has pulled this movie higher up the list for me, and that's because it's on this night that Harry and Ron go and discover the flooded bathroom, and Harry finds Tom Riddle's diary, something that goes on to become a massive plot point as the movie progresses. So all in all, a nice Christmas opening and a big plot moment, but this movie is dragged down by most of Christmas being spent in the Slytherin common room. Let's move on to number 4, The Order of the Phoenix. So Order for me just sneaks into the top half, mainly because the Christmas part of this film is really elongated and contains many parts. Firstly, we get a Christmassy montage of the DA, with everyone having fun, learning new stuff and casting impressive magic. We get Harry and Cho's kiss, which is a nice moment, and then we cut to the dramatic dream with Arthur being attacked by Nagini. A moment of excitement, an important plot point, and yes, does it make you feel Christmassy? Not quite, but they do recover that later. But before we get to that, we then go to Dumbledore's office this is where Harry snaps at Dumbledore. We then find out that Harry's going to be learning occlumency with Snape. Again, a dramatic, tense scene between the two of them. And once again, something that's going to become very important to the plot as we progress through the movie. But then, just when you think it's not quite been Christmassy enough, we cut to Grimmauld Place. Decked out, Christmassy, Harry with his favourite family, Arthur Weasley revealed to be okay and he's survived the Nagini attack. The whole family cheers to Harry in celebration. And all in all, it gets you back in that festive spirit, having given you loads of detail over the festive period with drama, happiness, love. I just think Order does Christmas really, really well. In third place is The Prisoner of Azkaban. In my opinion, just the best Harry Potter movie that will always put me in the festive spirit no matter what. But let's actually focus on what happens at Christmas in this movie. So we start off with, again, a nice snowy Hogwarts shot, always a good start. And this is where Fred and George track down Harry and give him the ultimate gift, the Marauders map. It's nice to spend some time with Fred and George because I don't think we see them anywhere near enough in the movies. But then we get to see Harry sneak off into Hogsmeade, which again is decked out in snow, is feeling super Christmassy, and just have some well-deserved fun. We see him prank Draco, Crabbe and Goyle, and the trio have a good laugh at their expense, before trekking back into Hogsmeade, once again just enjoying the festivities and soaking in the Christmas spirit, until Harry sneaks off to spy on the conversation between Madame Rosmerta, Cornelius Fudge and Professor McGonagall, and learns what he thinks is the truth about Sirius Black, how he's his godfather, but he's the one who sold out Lily and James to Voldemort. This is also the first time we hear about Peter Pettigrew, who is supposedly dead, making this an incredibly important plot moment for the Prison of Azkaban movie. Harry then runs back out into the snow and we see him break down, comforted by Ron and Hermione, but this is where Harry says he's ready. He wants Sirius Black. He is angry and he wants to kill him. The Prison of Azkaban Christmas is the perfect example of making me feel festive, but also giving us a huge plot moment as well. In second place, The Goblet of Fire. Okay, let's forget everything I said about plot, because there isn't much plot furthering that takes place in the Goblet of Fire movie's Christmas scene. But you know what? That doesn't matter, because of course the Yule Ball was always going to rank highly on this list. Just imagine the ultimate Christmas party with the Great Hall decked out looking snowy, festive, Christmas trees, sculptures, a band, food, dancing, all the staff, all the students from other schools as well. Is that not just the perfect Christmas? Well, if you're Harry and Ron, maybe it's not, but everybody else seems to be having a great time. This is the first genuine moment where Hermione and Ron is properly teased. Sure, there are little snippets with like their awkwardness and not wanting to hug in Chamber of Secrets, but this is where we really see Ron's jealousy start to break out, something that we see more in the books that doesn't come across as much in the movies. It also teases Harry and Cho, something that goes on to become more important, but obviously nowhere near as important as Hermione and Ron. But there's not really much else to say about this. It's just a really fun Christmassy scene. And at the time of this video going out, with only 2 days to go until Christmas, assuming you've probably only got time to watch maybe a couple of Harry Potter movies maximum before Christmas Day, Goblet of Fire has to be one of them purely for the Yule Ball scene, because it is just so good. But of course it couldn't be number one, because that spot belongs to the Philosopher Stone. I mean, I'd struggle to believe that anybody was expecting anything else coming into this video. The debate of whether or not the Harry Potter movies are Christmas movies basically exists because of this movie. Of course, we get Hogwarts in the snow, we get the Great Hall decked out looking Christmassy, we get Harry waking up excited because he's finally got presents, we get the reveal of the invisibility cloak, there's the debut of the iconic Weasley sweater, Hagrid dragging a massive Christmas tree, and if you're worried that I've not mentioned much plot stuff yet, don't worry, because we also get the Mirror of Erised, which gives us the fantastic moment of Harry seeing his parents, a truly heartwarming moment. But of course, as we know, the Mirror of Erised will go on to be a massive plot point, because that's the big ending of the movie. Harry has to learn what the Mirror of Erised is and what it does here, so he can go on to retrieve the stone later on. When I look back on the criteria that we set out to find when we started this list, Philosopher Stone is the only movie that ticks every single box and does it perfectly as well. If you are still in need of a movie to get you into that Christmas spirit before the big day, I urge you, stick on the Philosopher's Stone and let me know in the comments how Christmassy you feel, because it will work, that is a promise. And with that, we come to an end. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my list. Please wish me a Merry Christmas by hitting that subscribe button and dropping a like. But of course, I want to wish everybody watching this a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and say a very quick thank you. We're coming up to the 1-year anniversary of this YouTube channel, and it has been so much fun, and I just appreciate all of the support. Have a wonderful festive period, everybody, and I'll see you all later.